Hi guys, welcome to Jay Shri Prati channel. So it's been a long time we've met. So here after the videos and the details provided will be consistent and like will be going in a phased manner. So you can follow this, you can subscribe and you can share your comments, and even if you have some questions, whatever doubt, even if it's a silly doubt, please mention it in the comment section. It will definitely be answered. So today we are going to see about operator ID. So we'll go topic by topic. So today we are going to see about the operator ID. So I'm just logging into the Pega application with the default ID password administrator@pega.com and install, which is the password. So it would have been mentioned in my previous videos. So I'm just logging in and I'm just showing you how it will be. So I've already created a dummy application for HCL organization. So in our earlier videos, we would have created XYZ framework and XYZ implementation. So in place of XYZ, we have like kept the organization as HCL. So just go to the records tab. Okay, first we'll see what is an admin ID here. Can you give me a second? I'm opening the admin ID. Just click on this A symbol, whichever name of the operator it is, it will be showing the first alphabet. Click on the operator. So when you click on the operator, you will see the access group. So in the access group, right? So what is an access group basically? Access group is nothing but it determines, like as the name suggests, it determines which access or which level of access you have. So here if you see, you can see that access group is PRPC administrator. Here PRPC is the application, and post that double colon, right, you have administrators, meaning you have the administrator role for the PRPC application. So in the right side you can see application is Pega Rules 8. So Pega Rules 8 is the application for which you have the administrator access group. If you can see there, access group, it's all radio buttons. So you have a plus symbol. So when you click on the plus, right, you can add more applications, meaning like let me add one dummy application. So I'm just adding this HCL IMPL administrator. So but we cannot save this because this is a Pega reserved rule. If you see on top, the rule set is Pega process commander. So this rule cannot be modified or you cannot save it. I'll just show you. If you hit on save, right, you will get an error. Meaning like you are not authorized to create, modify or lock instance this administrator@pega.com. So we are not supposed to modify Pega rules given by Pega. But I'm just removing it again. So what I meant to say here is a particular access group will be mapped to an application, and here if you see there, you have the provision to add multiple access groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any number of access groups you can add, but at a time only one access group will be active. So I am just opening this PRPC administrators. If you see on top, any rule which you open, right, you will know the rule name. Next to this edit, you will see edit the rule name, meaning like it's not the rule name, sorry, it's the rule type. Access group is a rule type. So now let's get inside. You see there is an application. So this operator ID is mapped to Pega rules application, which is in the version 8. So now you can see the available portals. So in Pega 8, right, you have different portals, like one as the developer portal, then you have this PY case manager portal, then you have the admin studio, you have the prediction studio. So if someone is asking you in the interview, what are the OOTB portals? OOTB means out of the box portals. So you can tell them PY case manager 7 is an out of the box portal. PX Express is an OOTB portal. PX admin studio is a OOTB portal, and PX prediction is an OOTB portal. So but here also, as I told, right, an operator ID can have multiple access group, but only one will be active. So here also a single user or access group can have multiple portals, but at a time you can be active in only one portal, which is here chosen as the developer portal. I'll just scroll down further. So here you have the available roles below. Persona is also there. Persona meaning it's like sort of an operator ID. When you create a persona, right, with this access group, meaning this PRPC administrator's access group, it will be creating a persona for you, which you can see it in the App Studio. Like it's not required for now. For now, you can ignore that. So here you have the available roles. The role is nothing but again what level of access a user is having. Here if you see the first one, it's Pega rules sysadmin 4. It means you are the administrator. You can modify the rules, like you can create, update, you can add, update or delete the rules. It's a slightly advanced concept. We'll see that later. For now, if someone is asking you what is an operator ID, you have to simply tell them an operator ID is something which helps you or which enables you to log into an application, and it determines which portal you have access to. It determines what roles you have access to. You can see this available roles here. So what are the available roles for your operator ID? And one more thing, you can go to the advanced tab. So in the advanced tab, you can again see something known as this work pool, which determines like which case types you can create or what case types you do have access to. Now move to this, if you scroll down, you can again add this runtime configuration, meaning you can add the production rule sets. Production rule set I'll tell you like in the forthcoming videos. So now go to the next tab. We are going to the operators tab. So operators tab, it will basically show which and all operators are mapped here. So currently we have this admin operator and external invite user. So these are the operator IDs for this particular PRPC administrator application or the Pega rules application. And finally, yeah, you can see the history tab, which shows you have the history, the description and the usage. So normally it's a best practice for any developer to update like the description. If you see Pega rules process command administrators, it just defines what is this rule, and usage it's like not mentioned properly. Ideally it should have been this access group is for giving access for the operators who need access for this PRPC application. So write something meaningful so that like you also understand and the other person who is reading this rule also understands. That's all guys. So I'm just summarizing up. So basically an access group is nothing but it defines which application you have access to, defines which portal and all you can access and which portal currently you are active for, and then you can see the roles and the persona there. And finally coming to the most important point, an operator ID. This ID is what I have logged into administrator@pega.com. An operator ID can have any number of access groups, but at a time only a single access group will be active for you. So here in our case we have two access groups, PRPC administrator and DM sample. So I have two access groups, and when you go to the top right where you can see this Pega platform, just click there, you will see a switch application. So now it's pointing to Pega platform now. Since you have two applications in your access group, you can switch to the other application, but at a time you will be active in only one. Let me switch to DM sample. If you have 10 access groups, you can switch to any one of those using this switch. Meaning like you are working for HCL application, you are working for ING application, you are working for ANZ application, you are working for Wells Fargo application. So you can add all these access groups in your ID. And but when you want to switch, whenever you are working for HCL, you can switch for HCL. When you work for ING, you can switch for ING. When it's for ANZ, you can switch for ANZ. So that's what you have, the switch application. So that's it guys, and I'll also show you how to create an operator ID basically. So you can I am just going to save as this same operator ID which is used by Pega. Any rule you have this save as option, so click on save as. So I'm going to give our channel name itself as the operator ID. So I'm just giving JSP. You can give any name you want. Now create and open. So since I saved as, right, those details from the Pega operator ID would have come here. I'm just going to delete these access groups. First thing is I'm going to delete them. Now if you save, right, you will get an error. Because if there is no access group defined, right, you cannot create an ID. For any operator ID, an access group is mandatory. Because that determines which application you can access. So I'm going to add my SCL framework and implementation. Just give the first three letters. It's an autocomplete. So when you do a drop down, you will get it. Add administrator access. So framework administrator I've added. Now I will add the implementation also. SCL IMPL administrator. And now if you want to rename, you can rename the full name and all. So I'm again giving my channel name itself. And the email ID you can modify, but for now I'm just leaving it as it is. So now go to the work tab. Now we are going to the work tab. Save. Since you added the access group, I will just save it. So you will get a different error now. Just save it. Now go to work tab. The work tab, you have to update your organization. Like you have the organizational unit. So I'm going to update it. So it's pega.com administrator/installation. I'm just going to update. If you create the ID newly also, you will have to do the same things. So I'm going to give SCL here and division and unit. You can remove the division and unit and you can do a drop down because these were saved as from Pega. So you have the same details. Div and unit also I'll be giving it as unit. So then next part is done. So then we have the team below this. We have the team. So which we'll see later. Not now. Team we'll see later. And yeah, now go to the next tab. You have other details. I'll be covering those shortly. Security tab, you can update your password. You can give update password and you can give it as rules for now. Submit and you can add the history also. So this there were a few options in the security tab I forgot to mention. So this is an unattended operator, means like for RPA, Pega has an RPA. So in those places they'll be enabling this checkbox for a robotic operator. But like leave those for now, you don't need those things. Allow rule checkout is required and use external authentication is a security configuration which we'll see like in advanced sessions. And you can even disable the operator because if you don't want someone to work but you just need the operator ID, you can disable it. But I am not going to disable it because we are going to use it for our working purpose. In the history, I am going to update like one detail. This is the default admin login is there, right? So I am just going to mention like description as operator to login to HCL. Operator for HCL application. Operator login for HCL application. It's always a best practice. You may ask me what difference is it going to make? So it's a small thing, but if you make this right, like other people will understand and you will also understand what you're doing. And description, like you can usage. So login operator, or you can copy paste the same thing in the description also. That's also fine. Now save it. Now we can log off. You have a warning there. Let us check that. Click on review or edit. So this data is not currently associated with any rule set. So let me fix this. So it's mentioning there is some rule set is not added. So cancel this. It's just an info warning. So here if you see the rule set, the ID is JSP. Now the rule set RS is there, right? That's your rule set. Click on the edit and you map it to your HCL framework application. Yeah. You can map it to HCL also or HCL IMPL, but HCL framework I am mapping it for time being. Yeah, that's it guys. Now we've created an operator ID. Let us log off and log in and check once. You can click on the A, log off and log in. I'm giving JSP rules, the same ID password, and in your case it will be the new one which you created. So see, we've logged in and we are in the HCL framework. The application is HCL framework. We can see the switch also. We added only 2 access groups. Let me click on my operator and show you. So we have HCL framework administrator and HCL implementation administrator. So we have 2 access groups mapped to a single operator ID and we are active in framework. You can switch to implementation also using the switch application. Yeah, that's it guys from my side. So let it switch, and like, yeah, feel free to add your questions here, be it any question. You can click on this, hide this until the next release. It will avoid unnecessarily it will be running background things which may slow down your app performance. You can disable that. Yeah, that's it guys, and like, please feel free to like shoot out your questions and add your comments also. Please do subscribe, so hereafter it will be consistent and you will get more info from our channel. So yeah, post your questions, post your queries, post your topics, whichever you want to be covered. We'll go in a phased manner, but for sure we'll reach a good shape. And yeah, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.